fact that in this pandemic, workers had to sacrifice a lot. Small businesses were shut down and had to sacrifice a lot. But you know who didn't sacrifice? The ultra rich. In fact, the wealthiest 44 billionaires in Canada increased their wealth by over $70 billion in this pandemic. So when it comes to how we pay for the recovery, how we pay for the pandemic, New Democrats believe we need to ask the ultra rich to pay their fair share. And the reason why I say fair share is because the ultra rich have often hidden their money using offshore tax havens and loopholes. So we are going to ask the ultra rich to pay their fair share. We believe in an ongoing tax. We're going to propose a number of measures. First off, we've called for a wealth tax. We want to make sure that the ultra rich are paying their fair share. We want to shut down the loopholes and the offshore tax havens, which allow them to hide their wealth. Companies like Netflix, Amazon, Facebook, and Google that make tremendous profits in Canada, but actually pay no taxes here, need to be contributing their fair share as well. We are committed to making sure we have the ultra rich pay their fair share so that we can invest in people. We are the only party willing to do that. We put forward a motion saying we need to tax the ultra rich. Both the Conservatives and the Liberals voted against it, despite Canadians in overwhelming numbers supporting the idea that the ultra rich should pay their fair share.
Well, thank you, David. And absolutely, it's still a huge issue that migrant workers are not being treated fairly. And you're right, that's a combination of the federal government and the provincial government. And the Liberals completely dropped the ball. They did nothing here locally, even though they have a member sitting here. They brought no support. It actually required the city here to get involved to provide some support. And at times, you know, we really felt abandoned by the federal government because these workers were incredibly vulnerable, sick with COVID, employers who were mistreating them, and absolutely no one holding them accountable. So it will be an issue. A lot of people here reached into their pockets, they reached into their pantries, they gave food, they gave money. We supplied PPE for migrant workers because they simply didn't have it, and there was no obligation for their employers to provide it. So yes, Windsor Essex will always stand up for vulnerable workers, and that includes migrant workers in our region.